back to our Syracuse Giving Day live show here on the Giving Day website. And many of you hopefully are seeing us on the Syracuse University Alumni Facebook page. I'm Kim Infanti, a proud member of the class of 2006. I now work for Syracuse University in the Office of Alumni Engagement and Annual Giving. Today is a phenomenal day for Syracuse University. We are right here in the Shine Student Center, which if many of you went here years ago, it looks a lot different, even from when I was a student in 2006. Just unbelievable changes to Shine. No more orange tree, which was a big change for a lot of alumni, but so many positives have come from this. Hey, today is all about Syracuse University students, the student experience for our incredible organization, our institution that so many of us love. And I have a new student co-host with me for this show. His name is Max Williams, a proud Syracuse student. Max, I'll have you introduce yourself to those of us who are watching.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. This is awesome. My name is Max. I am a senior here at the university, and it's been a wonderful experience, truly. I've joined a bunch of clubs here. I'm in the Newhouse School and, aspiring to be a multimedia journalist and an anchor one day, and it's just been a wonderful experience.
And where's home for you?
Rhode Island.
Excellent.
Yes.
Oh, we met Ronnie Perillo from Rhode Island too. We'll
Proud Rhode Islander. Yes.
Look at that. I love to hear it. Awesome. Well, this show is focused on research that's happening at Syracuse University. Syracuse is an R1 institution. It is an incredible place where students work right alongside our faculty members doing research projects that I can hardly pronounce the name of some of the projects that they're doing, but it's so impressive. And the professors who hold their hands, who guide them, who mentor them are truly incredible people. We're so lucky to have them. And tell us about one of those professors we'll meet on the show.
Yes, one of those professors is Robert Doyle, who's a chemistry professor here at the university, and he is currently leading groundbreaking research in weight loss management, so really cool stuff.
Yeah, he's doing tremendous work. We're really lucky to have this hormone-based approach here on this campus. The hot topic right now is all of these weight loss drugs, your Ozempic. I feel like I can't go on Instagram without hearing about these weight loss drugs and the research that's happening in here. I had no idea until we prepared for this show. And it's really, really neat. So, Max, why don't you take us into the video?
Yes, So before we get into the video, which we'll show you in just a few moments, make sure you put your questions into the chat and we'll answer them. And Robert Doyle and his students will be joining us live right after this. Take a look.
We get students who come in who have a really strong passion about medicine and they want to get involved. And so it's up to us as a university to give them a home, a research home. And so SU is a great home for a student interested in doing drug development to actually come and do drug development.
I have learned so much about what it means to be a scientist, what it means to be a researcher, and just a naturally curious person. And it's really set me up for success.
All of the skills that I've gathered in my time at the Doyle Lab have prepared me for what I'll be pursuing next. It has allowed me to see a little bit more about the research that I'm interested in, what kind of projects I want to explore.
The research that goes into my lab is focused on peptide-based therapeutics for the treatment of diabetes, cachexia, and obesity. We are able to tackle high-risk, high-reward problems because as a university, we are able to do things that big pharma cannot do. And we can use these high complex problems to actually train students, because while an outcome isn't needed per se, the training they would get to tackle that problem is phenomenal. And they will then take that out into the real world.
Dr. Doyle is always telling us to ask why when we're looking at our experiments and our new research. So without donor support, those projects that we're pursuing to better understand the data that we already have, that wouldn't be possible.
My metaphor in the past, and my students hear me say this all the time, is that if there's a loose thread, we should pull on it. Of course, most of this is very expensive research. It takes millions of dollars to be able to develop these drugs. That typically comes from large federal grants. But the problem is some of the best and most exciting things that come from those big projects are these loose threads. And it's the philanthropic money that gives us that unrestricted dollar amount that lets us pull those threads. And so that money, even if it's a small amount, punches way above its weight.
Being able to have resources where we can explore questions and, really importantly, make mistakes. Students are truly just learning, and being able to experiment, ask our own questions, try new techniques, and even if they don't work, know that we have the ability to try again and do things differently. That is really important for scientists, and especially scientists who are still learning.
More philanthropic support, of course, means we can pursue more ideas, I can fund more undergraduates in the lab, and of course, we can tackle problems that the federal government or the pharmaceutical companies just can't or won't invest in. So it allows us to be more creative, it allows us to do better training, and it allows us to do more of that training.
I think that the research shows you just how many lives we're able to impact, and I think that's very special for people to be able to be a part of, whether that's big or small. And Giving Day is a great opportunity to do that, whether you're an SU alum, a current SU student, an SU parent. It gives you an opportunity to be able to be involved in the research behind the scenes.
Your gift to Syracuse University.
Your gift to Syracuse University.
Your gift to Syracuse University helps fund research.
It was absolutely a treat to spend time with Rob Doyle, with Morgan, with Lucy in their lab, and even more of a treat today because they join us now live on set. We have Professor Rob Doyle, and we have his student researchers. We also have a proud mom looking on. I don't want to embarrass you, Lucy, but I will say that Lucy's mom is the dean of the School of Education, so Kelly Chandler Olcott. She's in the background cheering on Lucy and the incredible work that she's doing. And I should say Morgan, who's with us as well, she had some breaking news this week. Morgan was just named a university scholar. It is the highest honor that a Syracuse University senior can receive. So it gives me goosebumps to have all of you on set. It's just really, really neat to be here today. So we'll start with you, Professor Doyle, in the simplest terms, because you do very complicated things. Please explain your research on appetite regulation to those who are watching today.
Certainly. So in very simple terms, what we want to do is chemically produce the same effects that you get from weight loss surgery. So without having to do the surgery, you can get all of those, wonderful metabolic, positive outcomes that surgery provides without having to do the surgery. And on top of that, we really want to be able to remove all of the common side effects that goes with weight loss. So lack of energy, nausea, the stomach upset. We work really hard to produce weight loss without those aspects. So that's really what drives us.
Awesome.
And Morgan, what has this opportunity been like to be in Robert Doyle's class and lab? How exciting has this been for you?
It really is the best opportunity I could have possibly had for my undergraduate career. Not only have I been able to learn so many practical lab skills, I've really been given the opportunity to think like a scientist, where I can ask unique and challenging and novel questions that are at the cutting edge of medicinal chemistry research. And that's really such an important skill that's going to set me up for so much success in my future.
Yeah, that's just so amazing. And Lucy, you have some exciting news upon graduation. You want to tell us about that?
Sure, yes. After graduation, I'll be going to the University of Pennsylvania
Woo-woo!
to pursue a PhD in pharmacology, which would not have been possible without my research experiences in the Doyle lab.
And Morgan, you also have, so in addition to being named a university scholar, tell us what's next for you after graduation.
So in the fall, I'll be pursuing a PhD as well at Yale University in pharmacology.
Amazing.
Professor
Congrats,
Doyle,
guys.
it must be so fulfilling for you to see these women come up through their college experience. Can you talk a little bit about that? You do research, but you do research alongside students, and you're able to see them grow. Share with us what that means.
Morgan said really nice things just there a second ago. You kind of had to. I'm sitting right next to you. But no, it is. It's a joy. And I think, and I hope they would agree with this, that it's absolutely sacred to me that we get undergrads into the lab and that we get them in from day one. So these guys joined right out of the freshman year. They've been in the lab for the entire 4 years. And it's amazing to watch them come in with that passion, and then by the time they graduate, they're independent. I mean, they're more than ready for graduate school. They are, independent contributors. They're authors on research papers. They produce data that goes into NIH-funded grants. They are as ready to fly from the nest as you can imagine. So it's a great feeling, and I really love that aspect. Our undergraduates here at SU are fantastic.
Yeah. One of the questions that came in when we posted on Instagram that you were joining us was about the side effects of these weight loss drugs, and that's so important to you in your research. How do you, are you actually testing, are you in that phase now to know what the side effects are, or is that what comes next? How do you know with what you're doing that it won't cause nausea, or it won't cause vomiting?
So what we call in the group is hit to lead. So we create that initial sort of concept. We'll find something that says we're on the right path, and then we'll try to get it to the point where it's a developmental candidate. That's the system that will go through investigative new drug, FDA approval, into phase 1 human trials. And so along the way, there are preclinical check marks that tell us if we're going in the right direction. And so right now we have 2 drugs that are actually in that pre-IND phase, with a view to moving into patients in mid-2026. So by next year, hopefully, Syracuse University will have 2 drugs in humans. And the actual differentiator of our drugs to current Ozempics and drugs on the market is that all our preclinical indicators show no side effects, no gastric intestinal distress, no nausea, no vomiting, etc. So that is our differentiator, and that's what we consider our target product profile, right? That's
incredible.
Our lingo for what the drug will look like to a patient.
Incredible. So Morgan first, then Lucy. What is the dream? Will you be running the Opp group one day? Will you? What is your goal coming out of school with a degree in pharmacology from Yale?
That's a wonderful question. I mean, that's a long time away still, but right now I'm leaning towards biotechnology, where I can still be on that cutting edge, continuing to ask really important, awesome questions and push the field of pharmacology and medicinal chemistry forward.
And Lucy, same question for you. Not to rush your life at all. I told you, take a break this summer before you go to school.
I have a little bit more time before I'll have to decide, but I hope to stay in academia. I love being in cutting-edge research, but I also do love to teach, and I hope to be able to someday run my own lab while mentoring the next lead scientist generation.
It's amazing.
Very, very
It's really
cool.
amazing.
Well, Max, I think you're going to send us over. We've got some exciting news, so send us over.
Yeah, let's go over to Cora with some questions.
Cora, I know
In the chat.
Chat's been...
Thank you so much. Now, the chat hasn't been so active, but what has been active are the donations today. Now, as we take a look, we are over 50% of our goal. It's just so impressive how everyone's been giving and giving and giving. Now, let's check out this leaderboard. Now, as we take a look at these top donors, the seniors are kind of killing it. It is very impressive. Class of 2025 is already near over $3,500. Now, as we take a look as to what the donor affiliation is in the lead, it is our lovely alumni, absolutely killing it. They are at 1,111, Make-A-Wish. It's just so impressive how everyone bands together for this one thing. And then as we take a look into what fund for Syracuse is in the lead, it's the annual fund in these scholarships funds going back to the students, which is so important during this day today. Now, what's important, especially for me, because I'm a part of Citrus TV, is which student organization is in the lead. As we take a look at these statistics right now, Orange Seeds Gift Fund is currently leading and absolutely grinding all the other clubs into a pulp. I mean, it is so impressive with the amount of money that they've raised so far. And we're only halfway done with the day. It is so impressive, all these clubs. I mean, come on, though. Citrus TV, we could get a little bit more, and I'm also a part of Z89. They're not even on this leaderboard, so I really encourage all the other clubs, if you're a part of them, donate. You want to be on this leaderboard. It's something really impressive to really see. And so it's just a great day, too. And as we take a look into what department is in the lead, advancement in external affairs, again, all going towards the students. Now, as we take a look into these donor maps. Now, it's looking a little bit blank over here in the middle of America. So I think these numbers can definitely be improved. If you're from South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, any of these middle states over here, feel free to change that, because that is a statistic you can be proud of. And if you're the first person to donate from any of these, let us know in the chat. Kim and Max, I'll send it back to you.
Corey, thank you so much. Well, the Midwest needs to send in some donations there.
Yeah, I mean, every year we're just like, Idaho, who do we know in
Yes,
Idaho?
yes.
It's like, it's so hard to
Yes.
fill that map, but every year we end up doing
Yes,
it, which
yes.
is really, really
well,
awesome.
It's so nice to see that so many donations are coming in. It's just, we're truly thankful.
Yeah, so Rob Doyle left the set. He's a busy guy because later today he's actually hosting an event with the College of Arts and Sciences, one of their Alumni Academy programs. So he'll be on Zoom. They are still accepting registrations for this, and this will be another opportunity to go really in depth on what Professor Doyle and the Doyle Group are researching, again, right here on the Syracuse University campus. So that's the way to register, and I really hope that you'll tune in tonight because, again, I'm just blown away by what's happening. What's also happening here in Shine, you can kind of see it, Max, right underneath that big balloon arch behind us. That's where our student organizations are tabling, raising money. I know your beloved Citrus TV,
Yes.
they're not high up right now,
Yes.
but hopefully they will really climb in the ranks as the day continues.
Yes, hopefully.
What's also happening back there, we've got a fun little photo booth, and we had students participating in a challenge to
Look at that.
be featured in the broadcast. So we've got Logan Williams, class of 2028, Johnny Goldenberg, also in the class of 2028. They made it into our photo booth feature. Armani Coffee, class of 28, Richard Wynn, class of 27. And then we've got Kate Levy in the class of 2027 as well. Students just having a whole lot of fun. Candy Patterson, she's also here on our Giving Day photo booth. That's just in the back of Shine. I don't think that's Ashley Wade. I don't know, but I'm willing to bet.
Yes.
But I do know that the New York City Office of Alumni Engagement and Annual Giving Team, that's Pam Milligan right there front and center. She was so jazzed to share this photo with us. The advancement team, alumni engagement and annual giving, everyone across the country, across the world is getting into the Syracuse spirit here on Giving Day. It's been so cool to have you join me, Max.
Thank you
I
so
really,
much for
really
having me.
appreciate it.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
Giving students the real life opportunity to host a show as you're learning to do this. One day we'll maybe see Max Williams hosting the ABC Nightly News,
we'll
move
see.
over
That's
David
the
Muir. When I was a student, I wanted to push Katie Couric off the Today Show set. It didn't work, but the Shine Student Center set is a very close second,
yes.
right?
Oh, yes, definitely
it's
it
just
is.
like the
Yes.
Today Show.
Yes.
Anyway, so we are going to wrap things up. Our next show is all about student organizations. I learned that there is a fragrance club at Syracuse
I didn't even
University
know that.
where they develop new perfumes, which is so fun.
That's amazing.
So we're going to meet some of those student organizations next, and we have a surprise announcement. I know what the surprise is, but nobody else does, from our Syracuse University Alumni Association Board. That's next. That's in our 1 o'clock show. We hope you'll come back, join us, tune in, and most importantly, make your gift on this one day for Orange. Go Cuse.